So thank you so much for organizing this webinar on ERAS CV and inviting me to present on this important topic. And a huge thank from all of the applicants, including me, who just matched through your guidance and mentorship by Papana Residency Mentorship Program. A huge thank you, Manal and Kiran. And talking about my own personal experience about my ERAS CV briefly, it has been an interesting journey, and whatever I'm going to be present today, it's been an, I would say, accumulating effort of all the amazing mentors that I have met through this journey and had the privilege to be trained. So it's the process of my residency application matching that I gathered all this information bit by bit in the past 4-5 years, I would say. So briefly about myself, I have matched to Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School. I'm right now working as a PG Year 2 Psychiatry Residency Program. And I have also completed a child fellowship at Icahn School of Medicine, Mount Sinai, Bronx Care Hospital, and also completed my internship at Detroit Medical Center, Wayne State University. So as Manal has already told you, we want to keep it more interactive. So I will, we have already shared with you guys the ERAS CV link on our Papana YouTube channel, where we have just put a presentation of step-by-step of ERAS CV. And we will be taking questions from there. And I will briefly just present my presentation. I'm putting my slides. So if we need to go to any slide, we can just navigate. So can I share my screen, please?
I think you should be able to.
Okay, sure. Let me do that. Yeah, I can share it. Hold on, please. Let me open my presentation.
Yeah.
So can you pin me, Manal?
Yes, I'll try to do that.
Yes. Okay. So let's guys start. Again, this is organized by Pakistani American Psychiatric Association of North America. And this is a residency guidance webinar series, and today's topic is A to Z of ERAS CV. So these are the links. We will be sharing more that you can join us on our Facebook page and also on our WhatsApp group. So ERAS CV. So the first point is that why CV is so important, why we are giving emphasis, why we have started with this topic after completing our personal statement workshop. So CV is, you can say it's your first impression to those who review your application, the application packet. They just open and see your CV. So this should have put a very good impression, because it is equally important as your personal statement, because we have seen that applicants are throughout this 2 or 3 months, they are busy in their they are more worried about their personal statement, but CV is equally important, because this is the place where you address your red flags. So once selected, also CV is the single most item to be reviewed multiple times by different people versus people once or twice. Yes. To get selected, essentially your CV should convince the reviewing committee that you are exactly their match. To make an impression that you are a strong candidate and a strong match for their program, CV is the single most item. Now, what are the objectives to address in your CV? So I will go from there. That start with a very simple process. Make a list. That what factors you have to create this list. Literally, you have to create this list by yourself. That what factors a residency program director is looking for in a candidate. So there are 2 types of factors. One are independent variables, like your attempts. You cannot change it. Your visa status, you cannot change it. Your year of graduation, absolutely cannot change it. And then there are some dependable variables, which are modifiable factors. What are those factors? Teamwork. You have to show in your CV that you are a team worker, you are teachable, you are reliable, responsible, empathic, intelligent, and knowledgeable. Now, the thing is that you cannot put these words in your, observership experience that I'm a team worker, I'm a hardworking, I'm teachable. Absolutely not. You have to generate your CV in a way which shows all these traits, because these are the traits that any program is looking for, no matter wherever it is. So basically, you have to show that you cannot beg them, please take me. You have to show that what I'm going to add to your residency program. So you should be taking it, right? So now what are you going to do? You want to tell the residency directors to know about you. You make a list, just simple list of the accomplishments you have done, no matter big or small. You organize in the formation in reverse chronological order. Start with that you are doing right now, and then work backward till your high school. So make a list of, I will quickly go through this, make a list of things most relevant to the position, that things make you unique among other applicants. Just do brainstorming, unique experiences, what culture you belong to, what language you speak to, what non-medical jobs you have done so far, what are your hobbies, what are your desirable skills, what other skills you have, leadership experience, or any kind of job training that you have done. Then you organize this list into these 4 categories: volunteer experience, work experience, research experience, and hobbies. Now the big question will arise: what is volunteer experience and what is work experience? We will talk about it, don't worry. Now start with work experience. Any work experience that is related to medicine, please write it down in your list. Don't go into paid or unpaid. We got so many questions. Is paid work experience and unpaid volunteer experience? Absolutely not. We have discussed this, with so many program directors. There is so much gray line that you cannot follow. One program director is saying that, okay, only paid experiences come under work experience. The other says, no, absolutely, I never look at it, was it paid or unpaid, because there is no place to write down was it unpaid or paid. So just think about that if paid or unpaid is important, they should have mentioned that, was it paid or not paid. So they have not mentioned this in the application. So just any work experience related to medicine, put it under work experience. That includes internship, externship, observerships, right? Again, paid or not paid. You have worked as a physical assistant, no matter unpaid. You have worked as a medical technician. You have worked as a nurse. You have been working as a teacher, as a teaching assistant, as a communication manager, anything, right? Related to medicine. Now come to the research experience. In the research experience, you will be writing your working as a research assistant, right? We will manipulate somehow to put this research experience under the work experience also, but keep it mainly toward the research. Don't, make duplication. Don't try to, act smartly, because your CV is going to be printed and in front of them, right? They are going to see that, okay, this was the work experience, and then in the printed, then this is again the work experience they have written, no matter in the research experience or the work experience. So keep it under the research experience. Then, am I very fast? Anyone can tell me? Or is it okay?
No, you're going very good.
You're good.
Okay. Thank you. So volunteering. I have so much pressure to, finish it quickly in 1 hour. So then the volunteer experience. So then in the volunteer experience, develop a broad picture of your personality and character. Now, outside US, we have no concept of volunteer experience, right? In US, no matter what job you go, you must have in your, biodata, in your CV, there must be some volunteer experience shown. No matter whatever you have done, you have been going to a nursing home, you have been collecting trash outside, you have been, teaching high school students, any work, students from middle school, they start doing that volunteer experience because they know they would be needing it while applying for medical colleges or further jobs. So now we think that the observerships we have done, these are unpaid, these are volunteer experience. Absolutely not. The volunteer experience is any philanthropic work that you have done, or anything, you have worked in some flood assistance, you have worked in your nearby, any center during COVID, you have been teaching somewhere, anything, just show it in the volunteer experience, because that is showing your personality and your character. Then your outside interest, that includes your extracurricular activities and volunteer services. Now, just I'm briefly just, I want you to come to the point that you understand the structure for description, right? You have to be very specific, but concise about it. What is your goal? To get the most important information across in a clear manner, so it is delivered and digested also. Don't brag so much that they say, oh, that is trash, right? You have to present it very nicely, and then you have to create very highly structured and information driven clear description of your personality and your experience so far. So now, few tips that I have gathered so far in these past few years. No need of beautiful writing or unnecessary exaggeration. No need of putting, big literary words in the CV. It should be very smooth and professional, right? Long sentences and paragraphs, absolutely not acceptable. You can use bullet, you can use short script, description. So there should be no confusion about it. There should be no discussion about it further. This is your personal choice. What I have done in one of my match, I use bullets, and next I use description, because it depends, upon the experiences you have. When you have a lot to show, because I have been applying for so many years, so I have more experiences so to show. So then I brought them in a very two-liner descriptive manner, right? And try to begin each bullet with a non-oriented, action-oriented verb. I will show you how. Avoid acronyms, avoid listing one-time activities unless very significant. Don't try to block them. Do not list anything that is untrue. This is a take-home point. Please be careful. No are exaggerated, or you have not done properly, or you are not in a position to explain it in front of them, right? Whatever you are going to write in the CV, be prepared. Anyone, anywhere can ask about it. Do not list something you cannot support. So now, few more tips. Use active voice. How to use active voice? That I also learned later. That you are not supposed to use I or my. This is a suggestion, right? Like, I distributed medication at flood relief camp. Instead of that, you can say distributed medication at, I was one of two observers. No, one bullet, simply you can write assisted in developing quality care program for the inpatient unit, or assisted in any other activity, right? Don't brag that I did that. No, you have to show I was part of a team. The team was doing everything, and I was well adjusted into the team. I show, that I take the lead, or I take the, all the credit. No, you have to show yourself a team worker. Then organize your description, like in work, research and volunteer. So you can make, I made columns. These are all my suggestions. These are not, a force point that you have to do it. These are my suggestions I'm sharing with you. So you can make columns like that what was your primary role, then responsibilities at the work. What was the work setting? Whom you worked with? What type of team it was, what specialities was there, what researcher, different experiences. Then what population, in the next column, write down what population you serve, old patient, children, or bilingual adults, anyone, underserved population. Then what were the clinical issues that you addressed over there? Then what skills you developed. This is the point that you have to show. You are not supposed to, oh, I have just put a tick mark, I volunteered for 3 months over there, for 2 months over there, I have gained the observership experience for 2 months, I worked from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I was hard worker. No. You have to show, you have to write what skills. Over there, I learned this. This is that they want to see. Then your achievement or accomplishment, if you gain anything, is not very important. Now, let's start. So, looking, overall, ERAS CV can be divided into like this. Personal information, I took this from the ERAS CV, but biographic information, then education, experience, licensure, publications, and certify and submit. Now, the personal information. This is straightforward. Whatever is static, just fill out, leave what is not required. My suggestion. Next, these are the ways it should be filled out. All these slides are on our YouTube. You can go, you can pause, you can see. If there is a question, you can ask later. Then again, yes, don't be double-minded about this point. You are planning to participate in NRM match. Yes, later on, when you will be submitting application, later on, you will be getting a notice to submit another hadiya to them, another amount to them, and then you will be getting an NRMP ID, and you will be there will be option to add it here. So just write down yes. Then your ECFMG ID number should be like this, that they have 8-digit characters, right? Okay, then ACLS, PALS, and BLS. If you have done, these are the certified courses, but don't worry about it. Everyone. I have not seen anyone who has completed these, certificates, and they are getting marks, right? Okay, so I request all of you to please mute yourself, so others are not getting disturbed. I will really appreciate. Thank you. Then Alpha Omega, Alpha stated, that is also for US high schools and for US colleges. So no Alpha Omega, right? And this honor, no gold. Just fill it out. In IMG school, it is not available. Clearly, don't worry about it. Then comes the biographic information. I clearly wrote this. You can type it. Others in that. Whatever. In the languages, this is my suggestion that I have collected after discussing with many mentors. You can copy this. Okay, then this is obviously no, you will go on. Then about hobbies. Hobbies. Half of your interview is going to be on your hobbies and interests. To tell you the truth. This is very sad for us because we have not been doing those kind of hobbies that if you go into the residence description in the program, skiing and hiking and all kind of crazy stuff that they have been doing, because there are opportunities here. If you are doing something, just write it down. Do not brag that I'm doing this. You will be seeing amazing program directors here, attendings here, that they have done all those things. So if you write down something that you are not doing, they will ask. If I wrote Indian cooking, and to my surprise, every single program director asked about it, because Indian cooking is so much popular over here. So if I don't know about the recipes or discussions or what kind of cuisine it is or what kind of spices are used or something, I shouldn't have written on that. So just, this is the thing that I want to, they are definitely, some of the program directors, they open your CV from your hobbies. There are two reasons for that. One reason is They just want to, start conversation in a friendly manner. So they want asking about, just, oh, what was the weather outside and how you are doing? Are you okay? And they, oh, okay, I read about this. This was very interesting. Okay, can you tell me more about it? So they just start the conversation. The second point is they know that everyone has, passed USMLE. Then they are getting into you got interview. So this means that now they are not worried about your credentials, your scores that they have accepted that, okay, these scores are good, no worries. They are not going to talk about them. They want to know in this brief time. Mostly program directors have 10 to 15 minutes maximum. Some program directors just talk about for 5 minutes, then attending 10 to 15 minutes like that. And then the chief residents. So they want to know you as a person. So everyone try to get some, glimpse of your personality, because they have to write down in the sheet. There is a column for that also. So they have to write down that what hobbies he has been on, how did they express about their hobbies. So be prepare yourself. We will be later telling you that how to prepare for that, but find some hobbies that you can talk about very easily about them. Okay, and don't be shy to provide more information. Whatever you are doing, you are a stamp collector, you are, you really like watching movies, because then they will be talking about movies. You like watching some Netflix programs, or some music, some kind of music, paintings. So I shared painting. I have made these paintings behind me, and every program director, I talked about them, that what was the theme behind this painting. I made it in COVID or something like that, what mediums I have been using, and what other kind of paintings I have been doing. So they start that, oh, you wrote painting in your, can you tell me more about that? Okay, so just get ready to talk about your hobbies. So this is the hobbies that I have written, and I have written last year, I think, in this descriptive format. This year I wrote in bullet format. This does not make any difference. Okay. And to tell you the truth, most of the applicants also write here that we like spending time with family, friends, we cook, we dance, we sing, whatever. Now about your education. So this is also pretty simple. For higher education, people from Pakistan, India, they are not going to write anything over here, because this is the higher education. We will be starting from our MBBS. We are not going to enter our undergrad, the college. Okay. So education type, you will select, you will go further. I'm sorry about the ambulance noise behind. This is Manhattan, just bear with me. So then the country, and this is simple, pretty simple, just go like this. And then any membership, awards you got, and any membership in committees or anything, you have to write about that. So these are the simple, everyone can just join and write it. Oh, we are short of time. So keep to this medical school awards, just keep to medical schools, unless it is an exceptional undergraduate honor or something like that. Okay, just like this. This is an example. For IMGs, they can include any scholarship, grants, teaching assistantship, or anything like that. Otherwise, just leave it blank. Okay, or any medical school awards if you have done anything. Then in the experience. Now, experience has 3 portions: training, experience, and additional questions. We'll go. So, training is section is for ACGME accredited residency training. Don't write down any training that you have done under ACGME accredited training, and any training that you have done outside US. Okay. And reason for leaving, leave it blank. Now, few words, few 2 cents, my 2 cents about it. When you write down leaving for completed, even you write down completed, when they print out, even this column comes like this, right? Reason for leaving. This increase the length of your CV. So they are going to look at the CV in a glance. They will just turn the papers, right? So the more you write irrelevant information, the more time you are losing to bring them to your experience part. So I always left reason for leaving blank. Obviously, from this date to this date, I have done this observership. Why there is a reason for leaving? This is only in those cases where you have, some interrupted education or some interrupted training or something. In that case, you can use this section. So the training section, you have to select, and then you have in the experience, you are going to write like this. So in the experience, paid, as I have already this tip for program directors. Continuity in your work experience is more important. Just take this point. They want to see the CV going, from now to backward till your day of graduation. There should be no gap. If there is a gap, okay, we will figure out how to fill it out, but try to, keep the continuity. That is the best CV, where they just have to scroll down their eyes and there is, continuously something is going on. Then come the experience, medical education. So if your education training is uninterrupted, this is the time to discuss it. No, now this is also on the YouTube video. You can go and see from there. There are some experiences that I have written, how I put my bullet point for that. You can take assistance from there. Do not copy paste unless you can prove that, okay? Just take some idea how to write that. And I gathered few and just wrote down. I'm not going to go through because we are short of time. So then comes this is also private clinic I worked, and then I did a ECT, very small course. I just mentioned it very nicely. So it shows like I have done a lot. Then in the sleep clinic I worked, then a family medicine clinic I worked. I put family medicine work in my psychiatry CV. I put IM work in my psychiatry CV. I wanted to keep the continuity clean because when you are even dealing with the psychiatry patients, you need IM experience. So whatever experience you have done, just put it. Then your work experience. This is for those who have done some internship or anything, in Pakistan or here, like accredited residency training or non-accredited, like any residency training back in Pakistan or India, they can write it like this. This is for those. This is GI rotation, pediatric rotation, private hospital. Then this is so I took it until because I'm an old graduate, so I even mentioned very briefly my house job experience, and you guys can put it very nicely that you have worked. Obviously, you have worked with patients because your experience you have to show. So this is my house job experience. By the way, I was an OBGYN, fun fact. So then if anyone has worked, I have not worked, but anyone has worked as a physician assistant, so they can write it. I took it from another CV, or like in senior community center or some even call center. Even if you have worked anywhere, you can put it like this. Healthcare physician, voluntary community. Then what was that? Okay, so these are the volunteers, right? Somehow I don't know why in the ERAS CV, the digital format, the work experience come first and volunteer experience come later. When they print out, when they compile the CV, the volunteer experience comes as the first. So your volunteer experience, like 1, 2, 3, very briefly, 2, 3 liner. It's not that 2 pages are filled with volunteer experience and then they have to go and find, oh, that person has been doing volunteer. Just 2, 3 brief volunteer experience and then move to your work experience. I just put like this, medical relief camp. Then I worked in OBGYN Goigot. I put it like this. This third experience, 3 experiences, that's all. Now in the research experience, these are few tips, how to use action words and how you are going to put your role. Like this, I managed, I completed, I collaborated, I assisted. This is all available on the slides. Okay, if you have worked as a research assistant, research coordinator, I have worked over here in NYU. Then these are all my research experiences.
Posing with the Hari Wali Baji. I was like,
excuse me, can you please mute yourself? We request. Thank you. Then there are licenses. So this our licenses are obviously not no, it's never terminated. If terminated, you have to give reason. Then for the publication, this is also the format I have included how to make the publication for your entry. Okay. So in this also, there is a way to write down accepted and published. Okay, and manuscript in progress. So you will select, you will put the type, and then you will write down. And this is the format that you are pub status published or submitted or accepted. Certify and submit. Now, final tips before going to questions. Proofread, spell check. Proofread, spell check. Proofread, spell check. I cannot put more emphasis on that. So, final tips. I don't know anyone has discussed this with you. This was a golden tip given to me by my one of my senior. I will be always grateful to him. He says that print your CV. The day we just did everything, she saw it. He says, "Are you satisfied with it?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, tonight you will print the CV. Just put it. Tomorrow morning you will see your printed CV and just circle whatever error you are finding, and then correct this error, and then we will review tonight again." And to my surprise, although I thought that there is nothing, there were so many errors. There were some gaps, in one word and the other word, there were two gaps. There were no commas. There were no full stops. There were some spelling mistakes. So you will do it. Again, I did. I have printed, I don't know, I think 10, 12 times, in every match, my CV, I print every day, then see it, then make corrections, show it to someone, find more, and then do it. And then take 1 to 2 copies with you to each of you. This I have always obeyed. But now in virtual interviews, obviously you don't need that. Final point, once you match, it is always a nice gesture to reach out to your mentors and letter writers and let them know where are you going. Do write me when you get matched. This is just for all of you a good luck wish from Papana Residency Mentorship Program. People are capable at any time in their lives of doing what they dream from Alchemist. This is my all-time favorite. I have put it on my study table. You have to be that much optimistic. And good luck, everyone. Thank you.